So this is going on my side of town. This is over here in central Islip. And they're over here, I guess, protesting. And I guess doing a protest. I don't know if this is for George Floyd or the person that had got killed out here. There was a 20-year-old young man. Peace to God. A 20-year-old young man that had got killed here on the street here on Suffolk Avenue. I don't know if they're protesting about that. But yeah, that's what had taken place though. Just recently, I guess like last week or so, a young man was killed out here on Suffolk Avenue. This is Central Islip, New York. I don't know if it was more toward Brentwood side or it might have been toward like a little down toward Brentwood. If you go up this road down here toward Brentwood, it might have been up that way. But it was on Suffolk Avenue though, and they may be protesting about that. So this is what is going on over here. They're out here chanting, hands up, don't shoot, no justice, no peace, and Black Lives Matter. And, you would think, right, like if the police had killed somebody and it's national all over the news that, police killed somebody, you would think, well, maybe police might want to tread lightly, right? And, kind of like not do something for a while, right? No, right after that, another killing happens. So that just goes to show you that obviously all of this stuff is planned. And if it just happens just spontaneously, then there's no repercussion to police spontaneous killings. So therefore, they're justified to get away with spontaneous killings. And, and that's what goes on in this country. So, yeah, that's what they're, I guess, organizing and protesting about over here, about the killing that took place on Suffolk Avenue.
No justice! Say their name!
Peace. It's good, G. How you doing? Maintaining, man.
I heard that.
Same on. Yeah, they out here. This one here is going on. I don't know if this is for the. It said somebody that got killed on Suffolk Avenue over here.
I heard about that.
Some young man, Pablo or something like that. I think his name was.
Seriously?
Yeah. It's something that happened up by Suffolk Avenue. Somebody said I was in Brentwood when they told me they was at a little bit past the train station. So I don't know if they meant Brentwood train station or CI train station, but however, it was on Suffolk Avenue though. So yeah, I don't know if that's what they protesting about.
Is that the one where the police beat him to death?
I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened. I just know I just know that the person's no longer here. I don't know exactly how they died. I didn't get all the details on it, but I know somebody died though. You know what I mean?
There was an older lady who was just telling me something about that. I didn't connect the story together, but now that's starting to make a little bit more sense. She said that they had, I guess, I don't know if he had, told on somebody, but he retracted a lot of his statement. And now this is hearsay. He retracted a lot of his statement, whatever, but the police still wanted him to get whoever he told on to like follow through and keep telling on him type thing. He wouldn't tell. So I heard that they ended up beating him to death, and then they closed the case after that. You see what I'm getting at? Like they wanted to close a certain case, but they couldn't close the case because that guy wouldn't give up no more information.
Right.
It's kind of like they had him under the arrest, and it's like they had him under the arrest and was like, you know what? Since you ain't gonna, the lady said the cops were calling and harassing him, saying shit like, "We're gonna kill you if you don't tell." Now this is all hearsay. The lady had just left. She's out here protesting this.
I don't doubt it. I don't put it past them because if they could physically kill somebody, a death threat ain't nothing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I don't doubt that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And they said the first time they had him subdued, they ended up like drugging him up and shit. And it was Friday, and he didn't know what happened until Monday. when somebody came and got him out of the hospital, he was wondering what he was in the hospital for. And then I heard that last story that you had just said that he got killed himself again. That's crazy. And this shit happened right under my nose. I look right there around the corner. I'm like, what? They covered that shit the fuck up.
Wow, yeah, it must have.
You know, hearsay, but hearsay, but you know, what do you call it? The logistics to everything is a little bit more than what everything seems. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And man, if y'all motherfuckers don't,
wash them kids close by that damn road. But yeah,
and that's my daughter too, and her mom is right there.
God, do your father thing, God.
But you already, bro. It's all good.
I was gonna say though, you know, I was watching that documentary by Young Pharaoh, and he was breaking down how this lady was commenting on the whole thing with George Floyd.
Yeah.
And then they said that he wasn't even handcuffed, and how they had his knee on the back of his neck, which wouldn't necessarily be cutting off the circulation. And also that he was an actor. George Floyd was an actor. Not the average kind of actor you're thinking of, but he was a porn star. And that he was fucking with mad white bitches, basically. So these Masons, and he was also a 33 degree Mason.
Yeah.
So that, all of that has a large thing to do with all of this, because he might have, and you know, I know from history, my grandfather was 32 degree. And so happened he passed around that time. So I know that with the masonry, with the black masons, they don't want the black masons to reach a 33rd degree, because I believe at that point you become in control of the lodge.
Yep.
You become like the master of the lodge.
Yep.
So now you be in control of shit. So a lot of black masons that reach that degree, they off them before they get into a seat of power.
Hence,
you know what I'm saying?
Also, you had Nipsey Hussle, the same thing.
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yep. His power, if you look right before he passed away, his power was prevalent. His influence with the media, everything that he stood for, everything that he planted his seeds for, built the foundation for, it was all for moving things left field to right wing as an extremist. Number one, he's an extremist. Number two, there's another word for extremist.
Radicals.
A radical. He was a radical, and they didn't like his radical thinking. Usually, radical thinking goes the other way and makes society look bad. But his was right-wing radicals. You know, the song Jay-Z had made, Black Republican. His song makes a lot of sense to me now, because now that I think about it, I am a Black Republican.
Right.
Especially since the Democratic Party was by the KKK.
Exactly.
So that does make me, in essence, by default, in a sense, what do you call it, a Black Republican, and also I'm a socialist. I do believe in social, economic wealth. I do believe all of that. The thing that has always held us down was the thought of democracy. Right. So you see what I'm saying? So now how can you have democracy? Is if everybody is under one ruler. But if you have a national state, which we live in, where everybody is under separate ruling, like you were supposed to have, like as the Moor, because that's basically what we are. Can't nobody tell me that you came from Africa if we already been doing business with the Mayans and the Incas, and we helped them build our pyramids, they helped us build our pyramids. They had already settled here. It's just, and then our first black president ain't the first black president. Our first black president is the first elected president. He's actually the 9th president. You dig what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit that goes into that. Let me get out of here, bro. I see you around a lot, man.
So, yeah, on the ground, like I said, I don't necessarily participate in the protests like that per se, but I just be on deck, as to where, if my people getting over the line, I'll be here to pull our people back. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because, and what I mean by that is that saying that we don't have no arms and we don't have no guns. So I don't want to see my people out here getting riled up against no police and mess around and get hurt trying to fight some police, and we ain't got no proper defense.
No proper defense for that. That's a whole fact.
That's what we got to keep
and now that's the next step too. You're absolutely right. Because this is my foresight. None of this shit is going to be over in the next year.
Right.
It's only going to get compounded. I would say better, because the more we protest like this, the more
we agitating the situation.
Yeah,
that's what we don't realize, and that's what I'm
saying. Focal point on the United States of America.
And I'm not trying to take nothing away from black people by voicing what's going on. But this stuff right here, it's not getting us anywhere, and and at the end of the day, it makes us look weak in a lot of senses to a military-minded people, a barbaric military-minded people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they look at us like, yo, these people are just weak. They're gonna keep marching and praying and hoping that we change one day.
That's the reason why the
We're never
physical
gonna change.
attributes. You're absolutely right. The physical attributes behind it is one. We need people to get their gun license. To start voting out the wrong, and we have to start voting out the wrong people to get the right people in. This is all doable. You see what I'm saying? We also have to, as we're doing these protests, we also have to have certain leaders in place to go and get, people who have non-violent crimes and shit like that out of prison. Now that's where our upper echelon black community or brown community steps in and says, we need to get that bail plan going for these guys.
You know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about getting a bullhorn and coming out to these protests and saying some real stuff that makes sense.
Yeah.
Instead of all that just no peace stuff. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because like my man said, we say no just no peace, but then at the end of the day, it looks real peaceful out here. Birds chirping, the sun is shining, everything is sunny and real peaceful out here. So, and we didn't get no justice. So obviously, it's still peace without the justice.
Now, this is the thing that made me smile, and I hate to say it this way. When we started rioting, I feel like this time we got it better than the 60s. We did go to some of these big corporations and start burning that shit down. I want to see more of that. I hate to say it like that, but if you can burn a cross in my great-grandmother's yard and burn her house down, I want to see some of that get burned down. They got that money insured anyway. It ain't going to do nothing but help the economy back when you start building again. So that's a good thing. Now, with that also being said, we need to thank black banks, not sponsored by white banks. That's the first foundational seed we could ever do is have black banks get our own loans or
even also create our own money system. We also do that amongst black people because we spend a lot of money. So let's just say we just replace this current money with our own money system. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? In our own dollars, we'd be like, okay, listen, come in. You can trade these Federal Reserve notes for our form of money. It's gonna have the same value and so forth, but it's gonna be our currency. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And we just trade in their money and have our money. You know what I'm saying? We can do that. People can do that. Like that's in the Constitution that says you can do that. In fact. You know what I mean? Yeah. Tender of payment. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And all of that. Full faith and credit and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what backs it up, all that. We do have enough power to back things up. We do. Yeah. We are, like you said,
our
the number
spending
one.
Power. Right. Our spending power. Because that's all we do is spend. We consumers.
Yo, you still got my number?
I'm gonna take it down if anything. But let me say peace on this.